In addition to the three superstars LeBron, Curry, and KD joining forces. Another point of interest for this US Dream Team traveling to Paris is probably how head coach Kerr will coach this superstar-studded team. In the first warm-up game against Canada, after adapting to the intensity, the Team USA easily defeated the opponent. The result of the game is actually not unexpected, but the tactics in it are still quite interesting. The head coach Kerr seems to have regarded the Team USA as a max-level Warriors and applied a large number of Warriors tactics in the training of the Team USA. Today we're going to talk about the Warrior tactics that this US team might be using in the Olympics. Kerr said in a previous interview that he would design some Warriors catch-and-shoot three-point tactics for Curry. In fact, he did exactly that. In the training videos of the Team USA, a Warriors sideline inbound tactic named a WTF came into our view. We can see that this tactic of the Team USA officially starts after someone shouts the code word "what the f***." Edwards throws the inbound pass from out of bounds. LeBron and Tatum stand on one side, while Curry and Adebayo are on the other side. After the whistle blows, Adebayo, who has no three-point threat, catches the ball at the top of the arc. At the same time, LeBron sets a screen without the ball for Tatum, using Tatum's movement to draw the attention of the defense, and he himself becomes the playmaker by receiving the pass from Adebayo on the other side of the top of the arc. At this point, Edwards, who throws the inbound pass, will make a cross without the ball with Curry on the weak side. Taking this opportunity, he cuts into the basket and takes away the defense at the top of the arc. Finally, the ready Curry runs to the top of the arc, borrowing the back screen of Adebayo, who caught the ball at the beginning, and makes a three-point shot. This WTF tactic designed for Curry has appeared countless times in the Warriors games. However, Kerr is not the original creator. There was a simplified version of this tactic during the Phil Jackson era, but with the shooting threat of Curry, this tactic was eventually carried forward and became a regular weapon of the Warriors. Here we can further dissect this tactic in detail with the offensive round of the Warriors. In fact, although the Warriors do not have such a luxurious configuration as the Team USA, the purpose of this tactic is exactly the same, and the opportunity to appear only the last cross, and most of the time, it is Curry who delivers the final blow. Therefore, the person who sets the last screen for Curry before the attack is usually the player with the highest screen quality and the best screen technique in the Warriors. For Team USA, it was Adebayo playing the center position, while in the Warriors, it is mostly Green or Looney most of the time. Here we need to note that the person who screens for Curry is also the one who catches the ball. Before catching the ball, he will first observe the environment for catching the ball. If it is difficult for him to catch the ball himself, he will set a screen for his teammate on this side and let the teammate run towards the bottom line to draw away the defenders. Of course, if the opponent doesn't care much about him, then he will simply come out directly to catch the ball. This is the first step of the tactic. And after he catches the ball, the second step of the play opens up. The two teammates on the weak side will immediately make a screen without the ball, and the playmaker comes to the top of the arc to complete the first transfer of the ball. Usually, one of the two guys doing this will be the shooter, and his purpose is also to draw away the defenders through running. The other playmaker usually does not need a very strong shooting threat, as long as he can deliver the ball to where it should go. After completing these two tasks, it's finally the hunting moment. As we said before, the finishing opportunity of this tactic only appears in the last cross. This is because Curry will make a cross with the player who throws the inbound pass on the off-ball side, that is, the weak side. If all the defenders are attracted by Curry, then the inbound passer can get an easy chance to cut to the basket, but if his cut fails in the end, it will depend on Curry's three-point shot borrowing the screen. Therefore, usually the inbound passer of this tactic is a forward or wing player who is good at finishing under the basket. In the round of the Team USA, it is Edwards with full impact, while in the Warriors, it is usually Kuminga or Wiggins who do this. This sideline inbound tactic is not the only one Kerr brought to the Team USA. Against Canada, in fact, there were also some tactics that clearly had the shadow of the Warriors. For example, in the second quarter of the game, There was also a sideline inbound tactic, and this round ended with LeBron's cut to the basket for the finish. In this round, the inbound passer became Holiday, and the others were in a very typical Horns formation. Curry made a gesture of cutting inwards at the top of the arc, LeBron stood at the low post on one side, Booker was at the baseline corner far from the inbound side, and AD was obviously in a position for receiving the ball outside and setting screens without the ball. After the whistle blew, Curry first made a gesture of cutting inwards at the top of the arc, LeBron stood at the low post on one side, Booker was at the baseline corner far from the inbound side, and AD was obviously in a position for receiving the ball outside and setting screens without the ball. Afterwards, LeBron, who was originally quite relaxed, suddenly started and made a reverse run. Dillon, who was defending him, was immediately shaken off by this feint and could only watch LeBron cut to the basket and score. In fact, because of LeBron's strong individual ability, the completion of this round was much simpler than Kerr expected. In Kerr's original tactical plan, LeBron's first cut to the basket was just to attract the defense, and the key finish was still to be done by Curry on the other side. We can observe that Holiday, who finished the inbound pass, immediately stood at the 45-degree three-point line position, ready to set a screen without the ball for Curry's three-point shot pop-out. But because LeBron scored with a reverse run, the subsequent tactics were not used. The Warriors have played this tactic of Horns formation, Curry's pop-out and forwards cut to the basket countless times. As an old opponent, LeBron is naturally familiar with this tactic. But LeBron probably never imagined that one day, the forward playing this tactic with Curry would turn out to be himself, and he could also enjoy the space created by Curry's gravitational pull in the game. On top of that, there was another round in which LeBron and Curry had an impromptu coordination in the style of the Warriors game, and this round was also very interesting. This was in the third quarter of the warm-up game against Canada. Curry and Embiid played a pick-and-roll at the high post. Curry easily forced the opponent's switch defense with his ultimate dribbling skills. After encountering Dillon's help defense from the baseline corner, Curry passed the ball to LeBron lurking in the baseline corner. Seeing that LeBron was closely defended, he then signaled him to pass the ball back to Embiid at the top of the arc. At this time there was an impromptu operation. After LeBron passed the ball to Embiid and noticed Curry behind him, he immediately stepped forward and firmly blocked Dillon with his body, and then signaled Embiid to pass the ball to Curry, who got the open three-point opportunity. And Curry understood it well, moved to the 45-degree position with the help of LeBron's screen to receive the ball, and made the wide-open three-pointer with one shot. Obviously, LeBron and Curry are not yet proficient enough in coordinating with each other. If this round occurred in a Warriors game, the player at LeBron's position would most likely move up to set a screen immediately after Curry signaled to pass the ball to Embiid, instead of waiting until Curry was at the same position as himself before hurriedly stepping forward to block Dillon. But fortunately, LeBron's basketball IQ is so high. He completely relied on his court awareness and judgment of the situation to come up with this screen on the spur of the moment. This is the accumulation of game experience, and one can't help but sigh that LeBron is so good at playing the game. The above round is a very classic Curry at transition from having the ball to without the ball's three-point shooting tactic by borrowing a screen in the Warriors. The moment Curry passed the ball, he himself estimated the follow-up of this round. It can be seen from his movement, and although LeBron didn't realize it at the first moment, he still relied on his basketball IQ to complete this tactic very well in the subsequent play. Previously mentioned were some of the Warrior plays that the US played in this game and in practice. Rationally speaking, although these tactics are very useful, judging from the strength of the players and the actual situation, purely running these tactics is not very suitable for the Team USA. These tactics may mostly appear in sideline inbound moments. The reasons are also very simple. First of all, the Warriors' tactics are centered on Curry's off-ball movement, and the finishing points will mostly fall back on Curry. The Team USA is full of stars, and there are many stars of the same level as Curry. It is impossible to play only around Curry, and relying only on Curry to create offense is tantamount to wasting the overall star resources of the Team USA. Secondly, for the Team USA with strong individual hard-solving ability, one-on-one play and drive-in kick after creating space may be a more efficient and less energy-consuming offensive method than such complex movement. For example, in the first quarter of the game between the US and Canada, the Team USA was actually behind. But the key to breaking the deadlock did not rely on any complex tactics, but rather on the individual strong attacks of stars like Edwards and the counterattack points after successful defense. In one-on-one situations, none of these players can be defended. And don't forget that this Team USA has only trained together for a few days. Even if their individual abilities are strong, it is still not an easy thing to expect them to build tacit understanding and play around the Warriors' off-ball tactics. They still have to start with simple things, such as defense and one-on-one play. LeBron has a very clear understanding of this. After defeating Canada, he said, "We have only been together for 4 days, so there will be mistakes in the offense. But everything starts with defense. Only by doing a good job in defense can we have a chance to win." If we recall the tactics of previous US teams, we will see that most of the time they were more willing to frequently use one-on-one plays and defensive counterattacks. Of course, this also has a lot to do with the presence of KD, who made the game simpler. The Team USA has had KD participating in almost every Olympics in the past few editions. Especially since 2016, when he was on the court, the team's tactic was only one: create space and give him the ball. This seemingly simple tactic has become a nightmare for various countries. This Olympics is the one with the highest level of participating stars and the most honors since 2012. The gathering of LeBron, Curry, and KD makes this Team USA star-studded. Many people are not curious about whether the Team USA can win, but about how the Team USA will win. This is the significance of making this video. Perhaps in the future, there might be some novel tactics in Kerr's subsequent games. Dear viewers, what kind of tricks do you think Kerr is hiding?